Hello and welcome to the first episode of Ironsplained. Today I'm going to be talking about some of the biggest priorities for a new Ironman account. And I think the first one that I would bring up is on screen already, which would be fishing lobster. Now, this requires 40 fishing and 40 cooking, so these levels are a little bit steep, but it's worth it for the food, especially if you're a hardcore. Lobsters heal 1,200 each. They're some of the best available food in free to play, and you can catch them at Musa Point if you are free to play, or in Catherby if you are a member. Catherby is closer to a bank, notably. Next up, we have killing cows. Now, this may sound silly, but cows actually are one of the best things you can kill early on in an Ironman account. Notably, about 400 of them will get you level 30 in a combat style, which is quite fast, and they drop very valuable items. You get early prayer experience from burying all the bones. You can make the beef into sinew and then crossbow strings to help train your fletching, and you can make the leather into studded soft leather to train your crafting. So it's all around a great method to get your account going and get the early stages of the work towards invention done. Next up in our free to play goals, we have earning your first million gold. This one, if you like quests, is very easy. Just get 25 quest points and go talk to May. She will give you a die that you can roll for 250k plus a clue scroll item. And important about that clue scroll item is it's worth 1,000,000 gold if you use high level alchemy on it. So that will take some magic training, but if you hold on to that, you can eventually alch it for 1,000,000 gold coins, and that will be a big payday. If you want to do quests, I would suggest you go through timeline order. The story of RuneScape 3 is actually really good, and a lot of those early quests, though they can kind of feel like a slog, are introducing you to characters that wind up being important down the line. An alternate option we have here is if you prefer the artisan route, you can smith and mine and fletch your way through arrows. But do note that bronze and iron arrows, you lose money selling these to shops. So you'll need to earn some gold another way to get going this way. But if you can make it up to mithril or adamant arrows, this is a great way to turn a profit very, very quickly, and that is only 35 and 45 fletching, respectively. All right, on to our members options here. The first thing that I would highlight for members to get started on right away is the player-owned farm. It is super easy to start. You just go to the Ardoin Lodestone. You may need to take a ship to get over the mountains if you don't have the ranged level. And find your way to Ardoin and shovel compost out behind the building that is just off to the east of the Lodestone. That's where I am standing here. This is actually the fastest way to train farming early on. And you can do this all the way to level 28 when you unlock chickens. You can stop at 17 if you're particularly bored, but it's worth the extra 10-15 minutes to go ahead and get chickens unlocked right out of the gate and get going on your player-owned farm. All right. Next, we have the Anachronia Base Camp. This one is a huge deal to start really early on because it is time-gated. So the earlier you start it, the better. So what I would recommend is to put your workers into stone at the very, very beginning and then just walk away, maybe go watch a show or have a snack, and then come back and build your lodestone before leaving. It can be a real hassle to get back to the base camp if you don't already know your way around the island. So it's worth it just to hang out and get your lodestone built straight away. All right. Now we have Fort Furin 3. This is a super important early game goal. One of the big reasons why you would want to train woodcutting and construction is for this fort in particular. Now, you do have to do a quest where you actually build the fort. It can take quite a bit of time. That quest is called New Foundations. But if you start off with that quest and make all your frames and everything along the way for yourself, then you'll wind up not having to repeat any of the buildings until you're past level 75. So that really will be a great way to get you high into construction and a great motivation to do a lot of wood cutting. All right, and finally we have relic powers. Some of these early relic powers are a big deal and they don't take a whole lot of work to unlock. The two that I would highlight here are Unexpected Diplomacy and Pouch Protector. Unexpected Diplomacy speeds up your reputation gain at God Wars Dungeon 2, which won't matter for a while, but it also speeds up your reputation at the Farming Guild, which, if you're starting player-owned farm, will matter a lot. So get this one early, turn it on, and forget about it. Pouch Protector is a little more niche. That's if you are actually training rune crafting by making runes. Say you need a lot of a particular rune for whatever reason. Pouch Protector will save you gobs and gobs of cash. So make sure to turn that on so that you don't have to pay to get your pouches or to get new pouches at the Rune Crafting Guild. All right, so that's it for the first episode of Ironsplained. If you like what I brought here, please let me know with a comment and a like and a subscribe, and I will see you next time.